Hello, all. It's your girl, Crystal, the creator and host of Pages. Welcome to an environment for us to express what's on our minds regarding random topics without judgment. So, without further ado, let's turn to page 3, titled Does Weight Define Who You Are? Today, I have two unique guests, Equator and Brandy, who agreed to talk with us and provide their thoughts on the subject of weight. Starting with Equator, please introduce yourself and then Brandy.
Hello, world. My name is Equator Kennedy. I am not only a gastric bypass recipient, I am also the owner of an online boutique called Life of Pearls, where we specialize and provide an array of accessories for men and women, specializing in pearls. I am also the proud owner, along with my fiance, of Beside the Bride event planning, where we walk beside the bride every step in her journey and make all worries go away, where we can provide and assist in her day of her weddings.
Interesting.
Oh,
You got it
that's
going
so
on,
good.
girl.
A little something, a little something.
Yeah, because I'm just all plain Jane over here.
I had to start taking some notes. What about you, Brandy?
Well, I'm just Brandy. If you like, I want you guys to get to know me, but I'm just Brandy. I am a recipient of the gastric sleeve surgery. But other than that, I'm just I'm just me living life. But you can catch me on Facebook at Nicole Brandy. You won't find me under my first name because you know the work be lurking. And Instagram on the Big Mouth 0524. Catch me.
And notice that she said on Instagram, her Instagram is what, Big Mouth?
It sure is. It sure is.
I love it.
That said it all. That said it all. Well, I want to thank you guys again for joining and be willing to speak freely and honestly to our listeners today about weight because it's so important in all different types of ways. But before we get into our commentary today, I have to ask you both, which is the question of the day. Do you feel weight defines who you are? Brandy.
I'm going to say yes and no. And I think it depends on who you are because I love myself. So does it define who I am? No, but it is who I am. Like when you see me, you can't help to see that I am a big girl, but it doesn't define like who I am because I am loving, I am caring, I'm a friend, I am a mother. But it defined me as in can I do everything a skinny bitch can do? Nope, I sure can't. But I can try, you know. There's limitations to, being big, but I think overall it's like if you love yourself. And I love myself. So nope, it doesn't define who I am.
All right, Equator, what are your feelings on
I feel
that?
like my weight doesn't define me. It's just a trait that I was blessed with. And I take that because I know God gave me, when He created me to be me. And that might have mean He gave me a little extra fluffy love to share. However, what defines me is what's on the inside of me, not what's on the out.
Right.
So I wrote some notes down, but for me, if that question was asked to me, I would have to disagree with both. And the reason I say that is because how can weight not define who you are? Because your weight is part of you. Just like my color is part of me, my hair is part of me. My size could tell a story, my color could tell a story. The way I express myself can tell a story. So for me, I feel like your weight is contributing to
It's a
defining
part
who
of
you
me.
are.
It's a
It
true,
contributes, but it doesn't
correct.
define.
Defining to me is what you have a choice to be. How I don't think any of us had the choice to take our mama hips or my daddy body frame. I didn't have that choice. What I do have a choice, what defines me is my mindset, my heart, the decisions I make, the things that come out of my mouth. So no, my weight doesn't define me. It's just a part of what you see when you see me. Now, why I say that is because on this podcast, for example, if we had this podcast and no one seen me, which they're not unless they go look for me, They're gonna make a decision on me by the words that I say, not knowing how I look. So no, that doesn't define me. Same thing as being a race. I can have a conversation and then someone look me up and be like, "Oh wow, I didn't know I was talking to a black lady." Well, yes, she was, because my color doesn't define me. I didn't have that choice. That's my perspective.
Well, maybe at the end of this podcast, maybe you guys can change my mind. I hear what you're saying and I get it, but I'm still not agreeing with you. I think everything about us define who we are. Not to say that I am questioning somebody else how they see me. But me talking to me, yes, my weight does define who I am. My weight, it does make me make different decisions, such as an example, you guys decided to have weight loss surgery. So how does weight not define who you are if you are trying to change something about who you
But
are?
who said we was trying to
Uh,
change who we are? Because I was fine with who I was before. I got the same heart, the same mentality. I have all that. I didn't have a weight loss surgery to define who I was. So I think
So why did you have weight loss surgery?
um, I was faced with, do I
Okay.
want to continue the lifestyle of 400 pounds, however, being a diabetic, or do I have the surgery that could put me in a healthier place with not having to fight the life of a diabetic, other health benefits that I would get from it. But I'm the same as far as who I am, that I feel like define me, as far as my heart, my giving, my soul, my spirit. I'm that same person. That didn't change because I dropped 100 pounds. I can somewhat agree to say it doesn't define me completely. It is a part of who I am, but it don't make me. I can agree to what you're saying somewhat. I just can't totally agree because I'm not about my weight. I'm not my weight.
So does it sound like that I kind of
No,
persuaded you to
no,
change
no,
your
Brandy,
no.
come on.
mindset
Changed her
on it?
mindset.
Well,
No,
that's what it sounds
what
like to
we
me.
said was our weight is a part of us. It just doesn't define who we are. Just like me. Yes, I had weight surgery. I never had the intentions of going into this that I wanted to be skinny, because everyone that I saw had weight loss surgery. They lost who they were because when they looked in the mirror, they didn't see themselves anymore because they was used to seeing all of these beautiful characteristics of themselves, and now they see somebody else. So when the doctor came to me and said, "Hey, you will be a good candidate for weight loss surgery," I was so like defensive because I was like, "Wait, I love me. You have a problem with my weight. I don't have a problem with my weight." But he was like, "Well, you can have this surgery and it'll take away your pre-diabetes and your hypertension." So that's what I went in the mindset of, oh, it's going to take away these things, but I can still lose a little bit of weight. I'm still overweight and I still love me,
Baby.
and that's not going to change. If I had to, if I had to say, yes, I can lose 100, 150 pounds and I lose this face, I'm going to say no, because I love what I see in the mirror. I love when a man grabs all of this because it's a part of me. So, I mean, can I be a healthier me? Yes, big people are healthy. Guess what? Skinny people are unhealthy. But I think society has just put this in our head that, oh, all big people are unhealthy. And I think, that's not true. Now, am I unhealthy? Yeah, I am. But that's me. Like, I'm not going to put myself on somebody else because you can be big and still healthy. Like, will you have other issues? Yes, but they might not contribute to your health.
So what it sounds like to me is that both of you ladies decided to have the weight loss surgery because of health issues. Was there inkling of thinking that, well, you know what, this is going to make me look better? Was that ever a thought? Even though this was presented to you in a health conversation that this is what you need to
Absolutely.
do to be healthy or to remain healthy? Or are you saying that you never thought in the back of your head, oh yeah, because this is going to also benefit me because I'm tired of my stomach, or I'm tired of my thighs, or I'm tired of my arms being flabby, whatever it may
Yeah.
be? Did that
No,
never cross your
it does
mind?
cross your mind, like because you know in the process that you're getting healthy, and with getting healthy, your body changes. Um, but I think that's the psychological part of losing weight that a lot of people don't pay attention to, and that's why they put you through going to counseling. Because if you're not mentally ready to make a change, you're gonna be just like me and fall back into old habits. That's why in anyone losing weight or wanting to stay healthy, it is more of a mental thing.
So you gained your weight
Hell
back?
yeah. Yeah. I didn't gain all of it back. Like I originally, like when going into surgery, I was 381, and now I'm like 355. My lowest weight was at 280. And don't get me wrong, I would lie if I said I did not love myself at 280. But guess what? I love myself at 355 too. The same thing. At 280, I'm not doing anything differently than I am doing now. I am 5 years older than I was when I had the surgery. And I think when you hit 40, I think your body changes a lot, going into like premenopausal and all of that. So you have to think of everything when you have surgery. A lot of people think surgery is the easy way out. If I could do it all over again, I probably wouldn't have done it, but that's just me.
Okay. Miss Equator, did you gain any of your weight back?
Going into surgery, my weight was 367. I got down to as low as 210, and now I'm like at 238.
So how do you feel about that? Some of the weight back after going through those large
Baby, that was
measures of
12 years.
content.
That was 12 years ago. But to kind of go back to when you asked, did we have the thoughts of the visual part of losing weight? Um, for me, I didn't want to be back under 200 like I used to be. Because at 200, I was out here wilding out. You know what I mean? I was a whole mess. Yeah, I was over here drop like a popping what? You couldn't tell me nothing. So, and I kept that confidence over the years. However, being at that weight brought a lot of disappointments in my life also. So for me, it was like I didn't want to revert back to being snatched and got it going on and living that lifestyle because society has a thing on, oh, if you got this perfect body, if you got this, if you got hips, booty, and all that, it's like it come with unexpected, unfair, realistic approach. I love myself where I was at 360. I never stopped loving myself. However, yes, I will say at that weight, I didn't feel like I had access to the fashion and the clothes and all the things that I always loved. I felt like I was more limited at a heavier weight, but knowing that I was going to lose some pounds, that was my high peak. I was ready to get back into some clothes. They didn't make it for it and five it.
Right. So I'm confused. I'm confused now based on what you just explained because it sounds like to me when you were 200 pounds and you was dropping it like it's hot, your personality was different than what it is at a heavier size.
My personality was the same. My confidence, my I was living more out of what society said, not so much of who I love myself to be. I still love myself, but I was also loving what society said about a snatch body and a bad body and all that as well. So I was conflicted when I was younger at a smaller size. However, I think with gaining more weight, um, I learned more of who I really am and what I really want.
So I ask you again, does your weight define who you are? And based on what you just
It
said,
don't
to
define
me,
who
that's
I
a
am.
yes.
It it don't define who I am. It has stipulations and it has its roles depending on your mindset of where you are in life. That don't mean it define you.
But
I
it
think it could.
does. That's exactly what it does. It defines who you are because in that moment when you was 200 pounds, you didn't act the same as you are now in the
No,
weight
I
that
acted
you
the
are.
same as far as who I am.
You can
It was other
change.
factors that led to the society and what society bring as a smaller weight versus who I was when I was heavier. I was still the same person. I just lived in different, I did other activities that didn't define me, but it was a factor that displayed into the things that I engaged in, but that didn't define me.
How do you feel about what she's saying, Brandy? Saying that that's two separate
No, I
things.
understand what she's saying. Your weight just contributes to who you are. It doesn't define who you are. It just like me,
Yes.
like my weight. I don't care when I was 280 to now. I'm still gonna wear that two piece. If I was 175 pounds, I still would wear that two piece. I feel like you have to love who you are regardless of your size. Does it define who I am? No, it just contributes to who I am.
So you're saying contribute and define don't mean the same thing?
No,
They're not in the same category?
no, I think they're two different things.
Okay, so let me read you the definition of define. State or describe exactly the nature, scope, and meaning of. So think about it. It says define is meaning the state or describe exactly the nature, the scope, or meaning of.
So the key word in that definition is exactly. Contra-
Exactly.
so defining
In the
it,
nature, it says exactly of the nature. So the nature, where you are at that moment, where you in at that moment of 200 pounds, where you are at the moment of 300 pounds, it does define who you
it's
are.
the nature of exactly, but my weight wasn't the exact reason of that nature that I was in. It was a contributing factor, but it wasn't the reason of where I was. So no, that does not define me because it was other contributions, other things that was in that era of my life to where I could say my weight doesn't define me because my weight wasn't the reason why I was doing those things. My weight wasn't the only reason why I was or wasn't doing those things. So no, my weight doesn't define me by itself.
It may not have been the only thing. I think we all have, well, matter of fact, it's not think we, it's for sure. We all have different things about us that makes us unique in who we are and how we define ourselves. You said weight is one of the things that contribute. That's the key. That is one of the things that makes you who you are. And that is how you are defining yourself. Characteristics about yourself. You have several situations that you've been in. But when the question is asked, well, did weight define who you are? Did weight define who you were? I would have to say absolutely. Because weight is who I am. That's part of me. My size is who I am. How I feel, my capacity of my mental illness, or the way that I walk, or the way that I carry
But
myself, the
those are
way that I
multiple
show up, all
things.
of that,
Those are
those are
multiple
part of who I
things.
am, which defines who I am. But you can change. It's not saying that when the question is being asked, if it defines you, it doesn't mean that you're not going to change throughout the
No,
years.
when you say does weight define you? No. Does weight, my personality, my mindset, does this, you put all these things together. That's what defines me. Weight is one of the things that has a contribution to what defines me. But your question was, does weight define you? No.
And it does. You just said it. You
It's
just said
one of the
weight is
factors.
something that defines me.
Is one of the
Right, right.
factors, but so it's not what defines me. It's a part of multiple attitude things that help define me because it's part of who I am, but it does not define me with the weight journey along amongst with. So again, saying does weight define you is you're living your life based on your weight. And
I don't.
personally,
I get
I'm
what
not.
you're saying, right? Because
Right.
Would you ask this question to a skinny person?
Absolutely.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't ask a
Yes, I
skinny
would. You
person.
can't tell
Does
me what I wouldn't add somebody. I would definitely add someone that is
society?
skinny.
Okay, let me take Crystal out of it. Society wouldn't ask a skinny person, does weight define them?
I agree.
We don't have society on this podcast right now. It's just the three of
I
us.
know.
So, based on the three of us, I'm asking you questions directly to you, not about how society feel. I'm asking how you feel.
Right.
Now, how you feel may determine how society see you or how you feel that society sees you. But I'm asking you personally, do weight define who you are? And I think it does. And I think what Miss Equator just said and what you have said and what I have said all equals up together as being yes. My weight is part of who I am. Just like Miss Equator
I
said,
agree. It
other
is part.
things
I
made
agree.
her who she
It's
is.
part of you, but it doesn't. That one word doesn't. I would not look at you and says, "Oh, Krista, when I look at you, your weight define who you are." No, because it doesn't define who you are. There are many factors that contribute to Crystal Whitner, not just weight.
Right. And I never said just weight. It's just that that's just the topic of the day.
Oh, I know.
So from what I'm hearing, what you two are saying, you are saying weight is part of the definition of who you are.
Yes,
Weight
I
is
agree.
It's just that
It's
we're
a
not talking
part.
about everything. We're just talking about weight at the moment.
Yeah,
So
I
weight
yes,
think
is
you're going a
it
little
going to
bit
is.
be a
too.
part of you. It just doesn't define who I am. Like I don't go out and say, yeah, I am like my weight is me because it's not me. And if that's how you see me, then I always say that's your problem because weight doesn't define who I am.
So why do you keep converting to if you keep saying if somebody look at me? That's not what I'm asking you. I'm not asking you how do you feel like society feels when they look at you. I'm saying, Brandy, do you think weight
No,
defines
and I
who
keep on
you
telling you,
are?
no, I don't feel like weight defines who I am. It's just a part of me. I feel like I contribute to who I am. I contribute to the weight that I have. It's just a part of me, but it doesn't define everything about me. But it is a part of
Right.
me.
Right. And nothing one thing doesn't define totally who you are.
I
But
think that's
like
where
you
we got
both
hung up
said, you
at.
used the word contributed. It
Yes,
contributes to who you are, which is how you are defined. I think we're all saying the same
but
thing, but we're
right.
using different
Right.
terminology. I think that's I think that's what it is. But let me ask you this because this has always kind of bothered me because I'm overweight as well. If I put myself on the scale at the doctor's office, he would definitely agree that I'm on the scale of obesity. So when I would watch, oh my goodness, Queen Latifah, and then it was Queen Latifah and Monica. I can't think of Monique last name,
Parker.
but
Miss
she's a
Parker.
comedian
Look at
too.
listen at me.
Yeah, Miss Parker,
Okay.
Miss Parker. They both love saying the BBW. And I actually had to ask somebody what that meant because I was like, what the heck is a
Ain't it big,
BBW?
beautiful women?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've heard big black women, I've heard big beautiful women. And I just feel I don't feel right about anybody being labeled or being addressed, not labeled, but being addressed as a BBW.
Oh, I don't have a problem with it because one thing about being big is you have to know that you're big. And you have to love yourself. Like, guess what? When I was in school, people used to pick at me and they used to be like, Brady big, Brady big, Brady big. Guess what? That's your problem. You have a problem with me because I love me. So when if a man calls me a black queen, a big black queen, guess what? I know I'm big. You don't have to tell me I'm big because I know I'm big, but I love me. So I think that's the part. I love being called a BBW, a big black queen, my big, you
Well,
know.
Q and B. Look, I said BBW,
Oh,
not BBQ. Okay.
oh.
Yeah. Let's. Wind it back. No, that was funny though. I don't know. I have always, I mean, even looking at well, I said Queen Latifah and Miss Parker. Let's use her for an example. Now, all these years when she was overweight, number one, I think you have to put in the category whether or not you're overweight or not. So she considered herself being overweight
And
and
she's
being
still
big.
overweight. Let's put that out there. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, but she did all this joking and laughing and having these interviews about, oh yes, big is beautiful and da 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 da. But then she lost weight. Then she had weight loss surgery, or she decided to go on a diet, whatever which one she decided to do. She felt like she needed to lose weight. So now you don't hear her saying big is beautiful. What? I'm confused.
Um, but that's her choice. That's one. That is her choice. When she did that, she did. It was kind of a side eye, but ain't nothing wrong with getting healthy either. Like again, a personal choice. She did bash the skinny. I ain't even gonna lie. But
Right.
I would never do
Right.
that. I would never do that as a person because I feel like being big is a choice because you can make better decisions, but that doesn't mean that you still won't be overweight. Most probably 75% of Americans are overweight because the stipulations on what is healthy, I don't care what nobody say, we will never be 130 pounds. Never. Like that we will never.
Not
Got
this
that
life.
right.
And if you
You
have
got
the
that right.
idea of being that weight after having kids or not having kids, just living life, that is not idea. And like even with her still being on her healthy journey, if she goes to the doctor, guess what? She is still considered overweight. She still has obesity in her chart.
For
So
me,
How you gonna get somebody
because
else's medical record out
it's
she
on
the
did that.
podcast?
truth.
You know, for me,
It's the truth.
I think,
Yeah, what you think about it, Mr. Quater?
I think us as women, no matter what, we facing something, and part of it is society, part of it is mindset. And I say that because I remember I was probably between 13, 15 years old, and I remember going to Spencer's. Y'all remember Spencer's, right? Okay,
Right, I
there's
do.
a few of them. Look, the little undercover sex shop in the mall.
Yeah.
But I remember being with one of my friends or my mom. So I remember being with somebody, and they had like all these little cards. It was like the size of a debit card or something. And I remember my friend bought one, and it said "Itty Bitty Titty Committee."
Oh my
And she
goodness.
bought it because like we was on different sides, baby. They used to love these big old things.
Jesus.
Where I had the chance, she didn't. And I felt like looking back now, that's where her self esteem was low because she seen the I had breast development, she didn't. Okay, you look at her now, she got a bad body. I'm over here a little more fluffy, but baby, I still got it. Don't get that twisted.
You
But
so crazy.
think whether it's I think as far as like celebrity wise, when we talk about Jennifer Hudson or Miss Parker or some of them, I think the opportunity for where they were in that moment in their journey, that worked for them. It was a platform. They did give a
Right.
lot of confidence to a lot of BBW women. They let us know on a higher level that we are not the only BBW women. When you look at the not so fluffy women, don't let that discourage you because it's others that are big and beautiful just like you. So I think they sold a lot of self esteem at that time. Not saying that it's okay, not saying they were the healthiest or not knowing what they were going through. I think, and I'm glad to a certain extent that they tapped in and was able to say, hey, I'm fluffy too. I'm out here making movies and I'm out here doing this and I'm not out here doing that. And society say, as a fluffy woman, that you may not be able to get to that point because you're not 130
Right.
pounds, but look at me. And that gave a lot of us confidence. So To go back and see them doing it, being healthier now, a lot of things have changed in their life. And one of them is age.
Right.
One of them is probably health. As I continue to grow and listen to my body and learn my body, I'm also learning what I put in my body don't feel good. I just told my fiance 2 days ago, baby, I'm gonna have to give up cheese.
Oh
Whew, I
no,
love cheese make
mm-mm.
everything good except
You
my
got that
stomach.
right, honey.
Except my stomach.
Oh no. Can this not something you can take
No, no. When I'm telling you,
before?
have weight loss surgery, it's just something just does not do good to your body. And
Well,
that's just
not
like,
only
I don't eat red meat.
see, yeah,
Mm.
I,
but see, not only that, I had my appendix taken out a
no,
six, 8 months ago. So my body's still adjusting to that as well. But I don't fault them for wanting to eat healthier or be better. I'm on the outside really cheering them on because I know the struggle of me wanting some cheese or me wanting to feel like like wait a minute. So their
Yeah,
reasoning
I
for
know it.
doing a better, having a better health or looking better, I think is more than just, oh, I just want to look skinny or I want to be skinny. And I know for me, as I hope to continue to lose weight, it ain't for the clout. It's for how my body feel. And my body don't like cheese. So guess what? I'm gonna have to
In your
stop putting
body?
cheese in it.
Oh, no macaroni and
Girl,
cheese.
you know I'm gonna have to
Oh
get me a fork in
Lord.
every now and then. I just can't do a
You
whole. I
you
really
think
I need just a little piece just to
you're
kill
gonna
it.
have to let some of that cheese fall through the cracks of the fork just a little bit.
I'm still gonna make the
Oh
macaroni and
what?
cheese because I'm the macaroni maker of the family.
Oh,
However, my body,
oh my good.
I
Speaking
have
of
to sustain.
family,
Okay, let's
speaking
go.
of family, speaking of family, for both of y'all, asking both, have y'all received any like weird reactions from your friends and family members when it came to your weight?
Oh, you want me to go first? Babe,
oh, sure.
Yes, ma'am.
babe, let me tell you something. I was 360 whatever when I had my surgery. Um, I lost like 50 pounds in my first 2 months. Then like another 20. And in less than 6 months from me having the surgery, the guy that I was dating at that time tried to kill me,
Oh
literally.
my goodness.
And part of his challenge was he couldn't take the response and the attention and the everything that I was receiving off my weight loss journey to the point that he didn't have confidence in him. He lost
Oh, wow.
himself in part of my journey that didn't have nothing to do with me.
Exactly.
But
Darn.
I faced that it was a trickle effect of me wanting a better life. Now I'm glad he didn't take my life because out of that experience, it has opened up more doors than I ever imagined. However, outside of him, it was I had to draw a line with my family and friends. One of the biggest lines I had to draw was how much weight have you lost? How much weight did you lose this week? How many? Wait a minute. I didn't have a surgery to lose numbers. I had surgery to feel healthy. Don't ask me how much weight I lost. Ask me
Right.
how I feel.
Right.
So that was my biggest response. And after I said it to about 3, 4 people, and they kind of got my response on my outcome and how I felt and where I was going, and the fact that I'm very opinionated and I'm not scared. This is no wait a minute. I'm not asking you to walk any journey with me. This is my journey. Once I kind of
Agree.
laid that law, it was smooth sailing.
So you had to lay the boundaries.
I did.
You had to set some
I
boundaries.
did. And
Wow.
I
What
and I
about you, Brandy?
yeah.
Oh no, go ahead.
No,
Finish
I
your
was just
question.
saying I let everybody know. I give y'all an update. You ain't gotta ask for one.
I love that. And you know what? I'm gonna use that in different parts of my life now. I'm writing it down. Matter of fact, I love that.
Go ahead, Brenda.
What
I'm sorry.
about you, Miss Brandy?
Well, mine was a little bit different. My family and friends was very supportive. Like I can't recall anyone asking me like, "Well, how much weight did you lose?" Because again, I was still a big girl, even though you could see that I was losing weight. Like I was still a big girl, but they would always send me messages, you look good. Because if you know anything, if you follow me on Facebook, anything, I take a lot of pictures because I love myself. And I caught myself like maybe 3 weeks ago because I was looking at this Amish television, and it was saying like they don't take pictures because that is vanity, and vanity is, against God. And my mom used to tell me that a lot. She would be like, stop taking so many pictures of yourself because that is a sin. But I didn't look at it as a sin because I love who I am. And I'm like, Ma, you and God created me, you know?
Right.
And I love myself and I love how I look. So I take a lot of pictures. I've always have. But yeah, my family was supportive. We actually tried to get my oldest sister in on it because my younger sister had lap band, and they kind of talked people away from doing lap band because they didn't have good results. But my sister was on it and she stayed on it. But yeah, everybody was supportive my way.
And that goes to
Well,
say,
that's
yeah,
good.
it wasn't that they wasn't supportive. It was, I want to draw the line on y'all support because y'all support gonna get on my nerves.
Right.
Oh yeah, I get
I
that.
know
Yeah.
y'all concerned and all, but let me do my thing. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do this weekly check in with my doctor and my mom and daddy too. But however, my mom had a lap band or I can't remember which one she had. She had one also, and I know their biggest fear because I had complications with my surgery. They didn't check me for sleep apnea prior to my
Okay.
surgery. So I stopped breathing like 50 times and they put me
Oh
in
my
ICU.
goodness.
Brandy, I don't know about you, but they had to cut my whole stomach open. Was yours the three? Was yours the
Oh
three
no,
scars?
mine was yep, laparoscopic.
Okay, so mine, they had to cut me open. I still have a scar going down my stomach to this day. Um, and they glued me back up and stapled me. I was in ICU for 2 weeks, went home, and when I went home, 2 days after going home, my stomach bust back open.
You are kidding.
Um, I also had I also had cysts on my neck. It was a result of fatty tissues, pretty much. I don't know the doctor language of it or whatever, but they told me that they would like to remove the cyst out my neck when I had the gastric. Okay, that's fine. It makes sense. Two surgeries, one time. Let's get it done.
Right.
My neck also bust open as well. 6 months after my stomach opened and my stomach healed, they were still doing checks and everything. They also checked the cyst. They did an X-ray and they realized that they removed a big lump of the cyst from my neck. However, they did not get the root, like I like to say. They didn't get
The
the root.
root.
They didn't get the root.
Oh no.
So
Goodness.
9 months after my gastric, I went back and they removed on my other side of my neck. They went in and they removed the rest. I used to, so before the surgeries, my neck used to swell and then it would travel to like the side of my back over here up under my little fat roll. You know, the little roll, you got one of them rolls you got. It would
Mm-hmm.
travel, it was a traveling cyst, and then it would travel back to my
Wow.
neck and then it would bust. And when it busts, it would be liquid pus that you can just push and push and push, and the pus will come out, and then it would drain for days. I did that for about 3 years. It wasn't
You are
cancerous,
kidding.
and it was to the point that okay, it's a cyst, it's not affecting anything, but do you want to take it out? So back to Nell not getting the root, y'all. Uh,
The root.
they went back in on the other side, and I had surgery again for them to get the roots. So for me, not only did I have the gastric, I've been cut from one side of my neck to the other. When they did the other side of my neck, it bust open too. Um,
Oh no.
so
Is it your body or was it the hands that was doing the surgery?
because I had never had any previous surgeries, I had they had never tried gluing or stapling or anything. My body just rejected the process they went with,
Just
the
the
glue and the
process.
staples. My body was like, nah. And I was like, nah, Shad. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Let's ride out. Girl, you better be good to me. But
Oh my
um
goodness. I could just imagine the pain.
down look, when you see me and you see me out here in these streets, just know it's a story behind it. So
Right.
the laugh and the joy that I have in this life right now to where I was 12 years ago, I'm thankful for my family and friends because I've been through a lot. I was never alone. I never had to
Good.
experience any of that. but it is a journey. And I know everybody got their journey. Don't give me no sensitive nothing. Cause I'm a warrior over here. I've been through some stuff. Back to the family and friends. I guess everybody was so over concerned because they was looking at the doctors and what the doctors were saying, and oh, she need to do this and this and other. Baby, I give you an update. That's why it
That
was.
boundary.
Yes.
Now I can
Well, you.
say now,
Oh,
well,
go ahead,
sorry,
Brandy.
Crystal. I can say now that my mom saw what weight I got down to. Every time she sees me, she's like, don't you miss being 180 pounds? And because I am who I am, I'm like, well, don't you need to lose weight too?
Oh.
You know, like, don't come for me. Like, again, I feel like weight loss is a mindset, and if your mind is not there, you're not going to choose healthier choices. And so, yeah, don't come for me if I ain't sitting for you. My daughter
Oh
love to say that.
goodness. Yeah, that's. So yeah, okay. So look, she done got me all tongue twisted with that one. Mama shouldn't said that now.
No,
Um, but I do know that they with any surgery it comes a risk.
yeah.
So with you ladies going through what you did, would you recommend these surgeries for our listeners?
Brandy, you first.
No, because wait, look. So even though I had surgery, I want to say maybe 6 months after I had to have my gallbladder taken out. After the fact, they told you that that was a condition of having weight loss surgery. So now that my gallbladder is gone, what should I do? Because you do lose benefits of not having your gallbladder. Because if we didn't need our gallbladder, God wouldn't have gave it to us. But they
I
don't
agree.
tell you, well, this is going to happen and this is going to happen. And so for me,
Brandy, do you mind elaborating more on this is gonna happen and that is gonna happen?
oh, okay, so yeah, like, so with my gallbladder being taken out, I have to plan. Like, if I want to go somewhere, I have to say, okay, do I eat now? Do I eat later? Because right after I eat, I have to use the restroom and not pee. And it changed my whole bowel system. And so, yeah, you can't eat greasy foods. I rarely eat fried foods, any greasy food, because it goes right through you. It goes, and when I say right through you, you better have a restroom like real near. So yeah, like, I would say no, but different strokes for different folks. And then because I did have surgery, like I said earlier, I really can't digest red meat, pasta, like raw vegetables. It just hurts. So if I had to, yeah.
So I guess for me, like I said, I had my surgery 12 years ago. My gallbladder, I just had issues with my gallbladder last year. And Krista, I know you've been following me for a while. That's why I was in the hospital twice over this last year. One, because I had E. coli, and then two, once they healed me from that, that's when they realized I needed to get my gallbladder removed. And Brandon, that's why I asked you to elaborate, because I'm not up to where you are. However, I know they say that's related to having the surgery. That wasn't my experience. I don't think,
Okay.
because I'm 12 years in and I'm just now getting my gallbladder removed. So to answer your question, Crystal, for me, in my perspective, with being the case that I didn't experience some of that gallbladder issues, my biggest two takeaways of what changes happened to my body outside of weight after my surgery was I became lactose to a certain extent. So I knew after the surgery I couldn't do milk or ice cream. Of course, sugar. I couldn't drink, like, even to now, 12 years later, I don't like brown liquor. I don't like the smell of it. My body don't like it. I tried it. Even in mixed drinks, it's like, nah.
Lord have mercy. Child, I
So,
had me some. I call it black liquor. I had some of that black liquor a couple of days ago.
but
So that's some good stuff.
on the other side, from having the surgery, I would say I would recommend the surgery because for me, it took away a lot of health constraints. It took away a lot of mobility, where with having the weight off, I'm able to do more things mobility wise. I've always loved to dance, but however, when I was closer to 400 pounds, I go out and run out on dance floor, and you give me one song, and I'm about to die. Um,
Oh,
so
goodness.
it gave me that part of my life back. It gave me just in my day to day for me to be more active, to get kind of back some of the things that I enjoyed prior to getting up to that weight. Did I have complications as y'all heard? Yes. But even then, I still would do it again.
You would still
I
do it again
still would.
after all
Yep.
that. And you would still do it again versus using that as a motivation to just lose it on your own. Exercise, eat right.
I'm saying it because that was my first. They didn't just say, "Oh, Equator, you need to have a surgery," and I was like, "Okay." No, it took a year and a half of me trying to do it on my own. But when you're faced with
Okay.
diabetes, when you're faced with you walk up a flight of steps and baby, you tired. I'm cute and I got this bad dress on and I got my heels on, but baby, what a couch. I'm tired. Move out my way. Sit down.
It's
Woo.
so
So
crazy.
I'm cute now. The cop that never left. But the fact that it was a big night and day for me once once I overcame that first hard year of the surgeries and the healing and the dumping. Brandon, she only know nothing about that there. I don't know if you
Oh yeah.
experienced
I
that.
don't have a lot of issues with dumping.
I
It's
don't
just every
now, but
now
I
and
did.
again. Oh no, I
Okay, wait a
still
minute.
do
Wait a
now.
minute. Stop. 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 Because my brain is all over the place when you said dumping. You're going to have to define that for me, please. What are y'all talking about?
It is a place where after you had a surgery, for me, even though I had the surgery, even though my body still didn't want certain things, my mind did. So after the surgery, 6 months, I want a piece of chicken. I want a piece of fried chicken. It was to a point where I would have the fork up to my mouth with a piece of macaroni, chicken, whatever it was. And I was sitting here like, if I put this piece of macaroni in my mouth, it's gonna come up or come out. What you gonna do?
Oh.
Dumping this, you still neglecting what your body is telling you. So even in the hardship of you doing it, you gonna dump it. Which way you want to go?
I dump a lot.
Oh, man.
And it's just because, the first thing they tell you, don't drink and eat at the same time.
Yep.
And I am a person who has the mindset I can't eat without drinking. And every time I do,
Nah.
it's gonna come back out. It's gonna come back up. So I have to
Oh,
make
my
a
goodness.
conscious decision like, do I want to eat or do I
Do I
want to
want to
drink?
drink?
Because you can't do both.
And for
So
me,
it's
I'm
like
Oh,
a
my
lot of little
goodness.
things like that. Why I say I wouldn't do it. Like I always say, I miss my other part of the stomach because I be wanting to eat spaghetti and stuff, and I can't because it's gonna come right back up.
it teaches you discipline. It really does. It teaches you to listen to
Right.
your body. Right now, we went to Chick-fil-A yesterday. Baby, I still got half a chicken sandwich in the refrigerator. That's
Oh,
all. That's
Yeah,
my
keep going.
livelihood. That no matter
Yep.
where I go, I live the life of I'm not gonna eat all this. Give me a to-go plate. As I order it, give me a to-go plate. 12 years later, I still order kids menus. If I go to McDonald's, I want some nuggets, give me a kids meal. But however, even still and then, my fiance, he take care of the rest of it for me. He be like, don't worry, that's my lunch tomorrow. so
that's my
so
lunch.
we
My
got good
lunch break,
balance
honey.
there. But yes, even still with some of those harder complications, I'm still yes. And Brandy, you're fine with still being no. I respect why you say no. And we
Right,
probably
right,
can understand on each other why we say yes and no.
right.
Because it sounds like there was a lot. There are benefits,
Right.
but then there was
Yeah,
some
but with
negative.
with any surgery, there are
Yeah.
benefits and there are cons. Like you just have to see which one. I'm not going to say my benefits didn't outweigh my cons. I just think it's just a person. You have to make the best decision for your life.
Yep.
Right. Well, how do y'all feel about? Because I had this conversation a few times with different people, speaking about when they decide to have these different types of weight loss surgeries, they look malnutrition, not malnutrition, malnutritious.
Yeah,
Lord, I
malnutrition. You
can't
said it
pronounce
right.
that for
You
some.
said
Mm-hmm.
it right.
Did I say it right? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at, for me, knowing that both of you ladies had the surgery before, and I have seen a lot of your pictures. Like you say, I follow you on Facebook, Equator. Brandy, you sent me some pictures. But then I see some people that really looks, in my opinion, so I guess I'm being opinionated, they look better when they had more weight
Right.
than what
And
they do
let me
currently.
tell you something. For me, I ain't doing it. Nah. Keep me fluffy. I ain't looking like I ain't.
What happened?
Some people have that mindset that, oh, I want to get back to the way that I was when I was in high school, not knowing in high school you didn't have kids, you didn't have grandkids, and you didn't just have life. And this is just my opinion. I feel like if you are under 250, you should not have weight loss surgery. You just should work on you. But that's just my opinion. But people do it. And then when they lose that 100, 120 pounds, 130 pounds, and now you 120 pounds, you're going to look malnutrition because you don't look like a normal adult. Because,
Right.
but that's just my opinion.
I think you have to choose.
But that brings clarity. That brings clarity though, because that makes sense now that you said maybe the ones that we're looking at and we're saying they're not getting the nutrition that they actually need. That they actually, to be honest, I've said, oh my goodness, she looks sick. She looks like she's not well.
Right.
Maybe that's what it is, Brandon. Maybe they had the surgery when they were only 210 pounds or 215 pounds, and then the weight loss surgery allowed them to lose 100 pounds. So yeah, I can see that being the difference between y'all story.
And you have to
Even
think about, oh, it's things that you have to follow after you have surgery. Like because your stomach is cut, like a lot of people have to stay on vitamins and supplements after their surgery. And if you don't follow those regimens, like things happen, like your hair start falling out, or you become deficient in a vitamin. So it ain't no easy game. It ain't for the weak.
right. For me, I think it has to be a balance in between a number or a size that you want to get back to, whether it's high school or 120, 130 pounds versus you comfortable in your own body. Do I ever plan on being 150? Nope, I don't. And then on top of that, like Brandy was discussing, I was told in the last 3 years that I was malnutrition because I was vitamin deficiency. And I was like, what? What? There ain't no way. But I'm not taking them vitamins that they recommend because I feel like that's another medicine. So when you told me that I didn't have vitamin D and you wanted to put me on a vitamin D pill, now let me go see what come from the earth. There's vitamin D that I can do because I'm not playing with y'all medicines because that's a whole market and industry by itself. Everything we have God gave us on this earth. So no, I'm not taking no more of y'all medicine. You ain't got to prescribe me nothing. Let me blend it up in a milkshake and my ninja and make sure I get my vitamin
all
D
all
in. Like,
all organic.
yeah. So I think it comes a balance of the mentality of you having to decide, do I want to be 130 pounds or do I want to be 260 and happy, or do I want to try to get to 130 and
Right.
I've lost myself in how I look and how I feel? Because you can't tell me the person that was 250 and now they're 130 that they look in the mirror and say, oh yeah, this is who I love to be. No, I don't think so. However, that is individually decided upon. But for me,
Right.
no, no, I don't plan on ever in this journey being 150, 160, and I'm completely fine with that. I feel like I
Good.
will look like a whole plum crackhead fool out here. They gonna be sitting here talking about what kind of drug she on. And it's not about what they say. However,
Right.
Right.
I think I would lose myself if I put my focus on being 160 pounds or 150 pounds or whatever number. I felt like that would be what defines who I am.
Girl, say it again. I love it. I love it. I love it, honey. Okay, so I'm gonna ask the question to both. So, do you consider yourselves now underweight, overweight, or just right, Brandy?
How I see myself, I am definitely overweight, but Brandy loves her and I love who I am. So I'm just going to continue to be overweight and loving me. I mean, am I going to eventually start working on me? Yes. But I have to get my mind straight first, like I did before, because you don't want to yo-yo. Like I don't want to start something and then 2 weeks later I'm like, nope, I don't feel like it, because guess what? You'll end up gaining more weight. So I'm gonna say that I am overweight and loving myself.
Okay, Miss Equator.
Bye bye.
Lord, I should never asked you underweight, overweight, or just right.
Woo, I am happily fluffy.
Uh,
So that means I'm a little overweight. I will say that. Yes.
But you have
It's a work
with you.
Yes, it's a work in progress. I don't have a number that I want to say that, oh yeah, I'm overweight because if I get underweight, I'm gonna be 166 pounds. I ain't looking for no number. I know, if I get on the scale, whatever them charts that those folks made up, talking about, oh, your
them
BMI and
BMIs.
your SSI
Mm-hmm.
and all that. Okay, yeah, I don't, yeah, somebody made that up.
Somebody
However,
made that up.
somebody that didn't look like us made that up.
Correct, because like y'all said, age matters. What you've been through, life matters.
Yeah,
And
show
my
me that.
BMI, a normal BMI for me, per my MD, is like 145.
But what age is that?
And you think I'm about to go to 145?
What
You must be
age is
out your
that?
mind.
Give me the BMI for us that's 40. They don't show you that, do they?
No, no, they don't.
No,
And then had
Okay.
kids.
Okay.
And,
and I had
and dealing with
kids.
Y'all want
husband.
to put this little BMI what I was when I was 18, baby. Listen here. Quit playing with me. So I
And what
am,
she say if being with husbands?
Yeah, no, I'm just
man,
saying, dealing with a husband, divorce, like you can't think that my BMI is gonna be a 35. No,
they
it's
tell
not.
them
That
that,
is not being considered.
right. So for me, I am happily overweight. However, I am a work in progress, but I feel damn good. I feel like I look damn good. And what's to come, we'll see.
She said, "We'll see what." I love how you put your head to the side, but we'll see. Ladies, I love you guys. I love your strength. I love your enthusiasm when it comes to loving yourself. The world definitely lacks that. I can be honest, I kind of lack that as well. So, you guys today have really brought a lot of different ways that I should think about myself. I guess now you guys have placed me on a journey. I like when people say journey. I want us to come up with another word, but that's a different podcast. But I'm gonna go
Girl,
ahead
we're
and
going
start
on a
a
road
journey.
trip. We're going on a road trip.
Yeah, let me
Right.
go. Let's go on a road trip to better ourselves. But truly, you guys, I have never met anyone like you two that have the strength and the encouragement that you have when it comes to weight, because weight is a big thing. Weight is looked at wherever we go now, as you mentioned, in society. And I hope our listeners today was able to take a lot away from positive things, to give them that encouragement, to give them that high self-esteem, to know that I'm who I am. I'm good the way I am. But if I feel like I need to make a change, then I know I can do so once I get ready. So I want to thank you, ladies, today for coming in. Well, not in, because we zooming today, for chiming in on this podcast. Hopefully, I can get you guys to be a guest in the future as well. My listeners, please
Absolutely.
don't forget to subscribe, follow, like, share, download, and comment as you please. You can also connect with me on Facebook, YouTube, Google, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts. And remember to embrace who you are and make every day a good mental health day. Peace.
Yes.